Hey there, high level listeners. Welcome back to High Level Listening. This is our English language channel where we help you sound more natural and conversational in English through fun conversations in side by side American and British English. I'm Kat from the States.
And I'm Mark from the UK. And today we're talking about a topic you're probably very familiar with, learning languages. So today we'll share lots of useful words and phrases to help you talk about learning English or any language, including your goals, your improvements, as well as the things you've been finding difficult too.
All right. So before we get started with our stories today, we are super excited to share a very helpful tip with you guys. This video today is sponsored by italki, one of the largest online language learning platforms where you can find the perfect tutor or teacher to help you practice speaking out loud and improving your speaking skills. Here at High Level Listening, we only recommend products or platforms that we've actually found useful ourselves. There's over 150 languages waiting for you on italki, and I've personally found really amazing tutors while using italki to practice my Spanish and my French speaking skills. I know it sounds a little scary at first, but there are so many wonderful tutors out there on the italki platform, from professional business English to just friendly chatting.
Yeah, and we think that's what makes italki so different. It can connect you with real life English speakers, for example, for one-on-one lessons. So you can actually talk to real people and get used to how the language really sounds.
Hello, Mark. Nice to meet you. Tell me a bit about yourself.
Hi, Reuben. Nice to meet you too.
You can also get corrections, which will really take your English to the next level. And you can choose different tutors and teachers based on your schedule and your budget too. There's no subscription or commitment, which is really nice and flexible for me personally.
Plus, I've also tried their AI learning tool, which is an optional premium feature that gives you extra support through AI tools, which gets you a lesson summary, all the vocabulary that you learned in the lesson, personalized practice, and it's really helpful for improving even faster. And I like it too because it tracks my progress, so I stay motivated to keep going.
So if you want to give it a try, click the link below in the description and you can start your own language learning journey on italki. And you can use our exclusive promo code HIGHLEVEL, it's one word, and you'll get $5 free when you buy your first 10 or more worth of credits. And do it fast because this discount is only for the first 50 members. I'm sure it'll go very quickly. So if you really want to get better at speaking English or any language, don't miss your chance. We genuinely recommend trying this at least once. Okay, so back to today's stories. Again, we're talking about language learning goals and the progress that we've made so far. Kat will go first, like always. And today I'll ask, Kat, how's your Spanish going?
Ugh, up and down as usual, but honestly, I get by. I've been studying Spanish on and off for a few years now, but last year I just hit a plateau with my learning and totally lost my momentum. So this year I decided to pick things back up. It's really hard to stay consistent with self-study, so I started doing one-on-one lessons online. My main goal right now is speaking more fluently, just getting out of my head and trying not to second guess myself so much. I still mix things up, of course, but I'm definitely getting more confident. I just have to stick with it. So, Mark asked me the question, how's your Spanish going? We could use that for any language. I know that Mark is studying German, so I'll ask him, Mark, how's your German going?
Yeah, I'm getting there. It's slowly coming back to me. What I really want is to get back to where I was at college.
Mm.
It's all still in there, but I was just really rusty. I've mostly been trying to improve my listening. So my big goal this year is to understand native speakers without needing subtitles.
Mhm.
It's tricky sometimes, especially when people speak quickly, but I've been making progress. My tutor's been sending me video clips and podcasts to help, which has been great for jogging my memory and for picking up loads of natural expressions too. Okay, so now you've heard both of our stories. Don't worry if you didn't understand everything. We're about to go back to the start of each script and go through them again, and we'll focus on phrases and vocabulary about learning the language. So back to your story, Kat. How's your Spanish going?
Well, up and down as usual, but I get by. I like this phrase up and down, up and down. I feel like anytime you learn a language, you get better, and then some days you get worse, and then you get better, and then you get worse. So instead of saying getting better and getting worse, we can just easily say up and down. Up
Right.
and down as usual, but I get by. An easy phrase to say that I can understand some things, I can say some things, and I can usually follow the conversation at least a little. I get by. I get by. It's not that I'm 100% fluent in the language. I haven't mastered everything. Things are fine. I get by. So this is kind of a good way to say, I'm not great, but it's not bad. So up and down as usual, but I get by. So, Mark, I heard that you're learning German. How's that coming
Mm.
along?
Yeah, I'm getting there. It's slowly coming back to me.
Hmm.
So I'm getting there. If you have a goal, like I want to speak German at a C1 level, my goal is there, and I'm getting there. This
Mhm.
sounds like I'm slowly making progress, but I am getting closer to my goal. Yeah, I'm getting there. So if you're still working on something, maybe you're redecorating your house. How's the kitchen coming along? Oh yeah, I'm getting there, like I'm getting closer to it. Or I'm studying German, I'm working hard on grammar and vocabulary, and I'm getting better. Yeah, I'm getting there. There is my goal, where I want to be. So yeah, I'm getting there. It's slowly coming back to me. It's slowly coming back to
Yeah.
me.
Oh,
It,
right.
the German words, the phrases, the grammar. The full story is I studied German at school a long time ago. Then I took a long break, forgot some of it, and now I'm studying it again. So I still remember a little bit, and slowly it's coming back to me. If I said I'm slowly remembering, that's okay. But when I'm talking
Yeah, it
about
doesn't sound
languages,
quite right,
especially,
does it? Yeah.
yeah, it's coming back to me like it's an old
Mm.
skill or old knowledge I had. And again, it
Hmm.
could be about languages, could be about any skill. If you stop playing guitar and then you start it again. And yeah, okay, it's slowly coming back to me. Okay, so back to you, Kat. How long have you been learning Spanish?
Well, I've been studying Spanish on and off for a few years now. So Mark asked me, how long have you been learning Spanish? Because it has been happening over time. So 1, 2, 3 years, I've been studying. I've been learning, right? Over time, over the past few years, right? So I've been studying Spanish on and off. Remember, we
Mm,
heard up and
mm,
down,
mm.
on and off, up
Yeah.
and down, on and off. On and off sounds like I studied, then I stopped. I studied, and then I stopped. And then I studied, and then I stopped. So instead of saying I studied and I stopped and I studied and I stopped, a simple phrase we can say on and off. So the whole sentence all together, I've been studying Spanish on and off for a few years now. All right, so Mark, German, that's kind of crazy. What level of German do you want to reach?
What I really want is to get back to where I was at college.
Mm.
Okay, so what I really want is, that's the first phrase where I'm talking about my goal, my target. What I really want is to do this. What I really want is to improve my German. And again,
Mm.
I studied this at school a long time ago. My level at school or at college was quite high. And after so many years, I lost some. So what I really want is to get back to where I was. With levels or skill levels, we use the relative clause where. So I want to get
Mm.
back to where I was. So my college level was my best, and that's where I want to get back to.
Mm.
And I should say that college in the UK is like high school in the USA. We have
Okay.
college or sixth form college, where you're 16, 17, and 18 there. So I didn't do it at university. I did it the step before at college. So my college level was my best, and that's where I want to get back to.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so back to your Spanish side. So you've been studying on and off for a few years. That's nice. That sounds really great.
Yeah, it was really great. But last year, I just hit a plateau with my learning and I totally lost my momentum. Okay, so we've got two really good phrases here, especially when you're learning another language. When you start learning a language, it's fun. You learn, you're getting better. You feel excited about it. But then you sort of reach this place where you're learning, but nothing's changing. So we say you hit a plateau. Okay, so I'm learning and not getting better. Ugh, this is not fun anymore. So I hit a plateau with my Spanish. I hit a plateau with my learning. I hit a plateau with my exercise routine. So I just hit a plateau with my learning and totally lost my momentum. So when you're really excited and you're really motivated, you have lots of momentum. Okay, I'm studying every day. I'm taking classes. I'm excited to go. I have lots of energy. And that energy is called momentum. All right, we're moving, we're moving, we're moving. But I lost my momentum. So we're feeling sluggish, tired, not motivated, no energy. So last year I hit a plateau with my learning and totally lost my momentum. No energy, not excited, not fun anymore, right?
Right. So you miss one lesson and then that becomes two, and then it becomes a week, and then it's a
Exactly.
month, and then it's, yeah, I
Oh,
feel like you have to
it's
start from
true.
zero.
I know. So, I mean, Mark, it happens to the best of us. How's it been going with you with your German lessons?
So it's all still in there, but I was just really rusty.
Isn't that true about
Yes.
everything? I mean, it's
Right.
all still in there, I think.
It's still in there. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It is German, the language, and there is in my brain,
Right.
somewhere in my brain, in my memory, way at the back. It's all still in there. So because I'm learning the language again after a long break, when my teacher says a word, I do remember it because I've heard it before. I'm like, oh, yeah, right. It's all still in there. Again, this is true for any old skill that you used to have or a thing you used to know in the past. And yeah, it's all still in there. I was just really rusty.
Great
I was
word.
rusty. Yeah. When we talk about language learning, especially if it's a skill that you haven't used for a long time, I say, I'm rusty. I am rusty. I'm getting rusty. Rust is that orangey brown stuff that goes on metal. Like
Yeah, it's kind of like
imagine,
this color a little bit.
right? Like imagine you had a machine and you turned it off and you didn't use the machine for years and years. You start to see rust and the machine doesn't work very well, and that's your brain. So I need to start it up the machine again, and after a few weeks or months, it starts working like normal. If you're rusty, it means you haven't done something for a while. With practice, or if you start doing it again, you will get better and you will get back to where you were. But at the beginning, you'll always be a bit rusty. Okay, so back to Spanish. Yes, I understand how hard it is to keep that momentum up. Learning a new language can be very difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. So, just like you said, I was feeling quite rusty, but this year I decided to pick things back up. So, I like this phrase to pick something up, to pick something up. Literally, if I drop something and I pick it up, yes. Okay, so is this an American phrase, Mark, or were you
Oh
just
no,
using
I
it
was
as an
just picking
example?
something up too.
Okay, just to make sure. If I drop something, then I can pick it up. It's the same idea as a skill or a class, right? I stopped doing it, meaning I dropped it. I dropped the class. I stopped doing it. So now I want to pick it back up, doing it again, right? So this year I decided to pick things back up. Pick Spanish back up. But I'm going to pick things back up where I left off. Let's start again. Let's start new. So, Mark, are there any specific skills that you've been trying to improve, like reading, listening, writing, etc.?
I've been mostly trying to improve my listening. So my big goal this year is to understand native speakers without needing subtitles.
Whoa, that's a big goal. That's a big goal.
Right. Yes. Could be similar goal to some of our listeners, but I've been mostly trying. So Kat explained this earlier. Over many weeks, over many classes, I have been trying every class to improve my listening. Again, I've been trying to improve my writing, my speaking, my listening. When you talk about my skills, it's something that belongs to me. So I've been trying to improve my listening. So my big goal this year is, that's a nice phrase you could take. My big goal this year is to do something. My big goal this year is to understand native speakers. Native speakers, in my case, would be German people, or maybe Austrian people as well. So they speak it as their first language. They will speak it the fastest and the most fluently. So I want to understand them. And I want to understand them without needing subtitles. Subtitles, that's what we put at the bottom of every video. There are subtitles right here. And yes, that's often more difficult.
Cover them. You'll have to just cover the bottom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so watching a German film without subtitles means I do not have any help. I can't read the words they're saying. I have to really listen and catch it, like if I was on the phone or having a conversation face to face. So it's like the most difficult kind of listening. Okay, so back to Spanish. Do you normally study at home or are you taking classes?
Well, for me, it's hard to stay consistent with self-study, so I started doing one-on-one classes online. Okay, so Mark asked me if I study at home. That's perfectly, I could say I study at home. I can also call it self-study. Self-study. So self-study is you don't have a teacher. Maybe you have some books and you study at home. Maybe you go online, you use some apps, you find some different games online that are in a different language. This is self-study. Okay, so it's hard to stay consistent with self-study. Staying consistent. Staying consistent means continuing to do the same thing over and over and over and over. We are consistent, meaning we're always doing the same thing. All right. So for me, it's hard to stay consistent with self-study. Well done to anybody who is really good at self-study, because I'm not. I have the books. They're on my bookshelf. I can see them, but I ignore them, or I'm not very consistent with them. Okay. So I started doing one-on-one lessons online. I started doing one-on-one lessons online. One-on-one means one teacher, one student. It's a little bit more expensive, but I think that's the best way to get those speaking skills, right? To really have lots of time together with your teacher. So I started doing one-on-one lessons online, and this video is sponsored by italki, but I really started doing one-on-one lessons online with a tutor from italki, and it's been great so far. All right. So, Mark, some of your big goals, my goodness, talking to native speakers without subtitles. Oh my gosh, that sounds really hard.
Yes, it's tricky sometimes, especially when people speak quickly, but yeah, I've been making progress.
Good, good.
Right. So it's tricky. Tricky means it's a little difficult. So it's tricky sometimes, especially when people speak quickly. If you ever want to share a problem or a challenge you're having about learning a language, it's when people do this. So when people speak quickly, it's difficult to understand. Or when people use slang, it's difficult to catch. Or when people have a strong accent, I can't always understand. So if you need to explain a problem or a challenge to your teacher, you can say it's tricky sometimes when people do this. So for me, when people speak quickly, it's difficult to understand them. But I've been making progress. Again, over the many classes, over the weeks, I've been making progress. I've been getting there. Okay, so back to your Spanish classes. One-on-one classes sound good. What do you guys actually study in the class?
Well, my main goal right now is speaking more fluently, just getting out of my head and trying not to second guess myself so much. Now, of course, especially if you have a one-on-one teacher on italki, you can create some goals. So my main goal right now is speaking more. My main goal right now is improving my pronunciation. My main goal right now is grammar. Right? So if you get on italki and you start talking to your tutor, this could be a really good way to start that trial lesson. My main goal right now is doing this. So my main goal right now is speaking more fluently. When we talk about fluency and speaking more fluently, we don't want to stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. We just want to say a few things, but say them nice and smoothly. Okay, so I think about fluency and speaking more fluently as speaking more smoothly, right? When you get nervous, sometimes we say that we are in our heads. Okay, we are in our heads. So I'm trying to get out of my head. So, and I'm overthinking, I'm getting nervous because I'm in my head. So for me, my main goal is getting out of my head and trying not to second guess myself so much. Second guessing yourself. Is that correct? Is that right? It's when you're not feeling very confident. So you second guess yourself. Wait, is that right? Is that right? Yeah, that's right. No, that's wrong. Wait.
Right.
I do this all the time in Spanish, so this is so as you learn more and more rules, sometimes you get stuck in your head and you second guess yourself. I'm sure a lot of our students can absolutely understand that feeling. I'm sure you do that as well, Mark. So, do you have anyone that or anything that helps you study?
Yes, my tutor has been sending me video clips and podcasts to help, which has been great
Cool.
for jogging my memory and for picking up loads of natural expressions as well.
Nice.
So I haven't been doing self-study either. I also went online on italki and found a German tutor. And over the lessons, my tutor has been sending, or my tutor's been sending me video clips, so short videos, and podcasts to help. My big goal is to improve my listening, so video clips and podcasts help. And it's been great for jogging my memory. And I had a big break between college and now. So it's still in there, but sometimes I need something to remind me or help me remember. And when something helps you remember, it jogs your memory. There is jog, like run, but jog here means like shake or push.
Or like
so it jogs my memory.
get it unstuck. Like
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Jog
I
your
don't know
memory.
I don't know what it means exactly there.
Right. But it's like someone giving your brain a push and, okay, now I remember. Like an old TV, when you hit the TV, it's like that. Jog your memory. And I remember. So video clips and podcasts have been great for jogging my memory and picking up loads of natural expressions too. Kat earlier said picking up, like starting a new hobby. But when you learn vocabulary and understand it, you also pick up words, pick up phrases. So when you learn something new in your lesson, say, I picked up a few new words from my teacher today. Okay, and last part of your story, Kat. Well, after a couple of years of learning Spanish, I bet your Spanish is getting quite good now.
I mean, I still mix things up sometimes, but I'm definitely getting more confident. I just have to stick with it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I still mix things up. I mixed it up. Ooh, I've mixed that up. Meaning, sometimes I want to say this word, and there's a similar word, and oops, I mixed them up. So I still mix things up sometimes, but I'm definitely getting more confident. We love the word get. We said get by, I'm getting there, I'm getting more confident. In this case, getting more confident means I'm becoming more confident. So I'm definitely getting more confident. I just have to stick with it. So if you stick with something, you continue to do it. All right, just stick with it. Keep going. Stay consistent, right? You have to stick with it. It's going to be hard. Some days are up and down. Some lessons are up and down, right? But you have to stick with it. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. All right, now that you've heard both of our stories, let's go back and listen to our short stories once again to help you practice. You should be able to understand much more this time around. So Mark asked me, Kat, how's your Spanish going? Up and down as usual, but I get by. I've been studying Spanish on and off for a few years now, but last year I just hit a plateau with my learning and totally lost my momentum. So this year I decided to pick things back up. It's hard for me to stay consistent with self-study, so I started doing one-on-one lessons online. My main goal right now is speaking more fluently, just getting out of my head and trying not to second-guess myself so much. I still mix things up sometimes, but I'm definitely getting more confident. I just have to stick with it.
And here's my story about my German studies. Yeah, I'm getting there. It's slowly coming back to me. What I really want is to get back to where I was at college. It's all still in there, but I was just really rusty. I've been mostly trying to improve my listening, so my big goal this year is to understand native speakers without needing subtitles. It's tricky sometimes, especially when people speak quickly, but I've been making progress. My tutor's been sending me video clips and podcasts to help, which has been great for jogging my memory and for picking up loads of natural expressions too.
All right, so there you go. We hope this episode has given you some great ways to talk about English and learning English. Remember that we read and reply to every single comment we get here on YouTube, so tell us what you've been studying lately and how it's been going for you. We would love to hear from you.
Yes, absolutely. And don't forget that italki promo code we have is HIGHLEVEL as one word. So if you want to find your own language learning tutor, you can use that code and get $5 free when you get your first $10 or more worth of credits. And also remember, we have our usual bonus materials for this episode, which comes with listening activities, the picture dictionary, an ad-free MP3, and much more. All of those things are available in the link in the description below.
Thank you so much for listening today, and we'll catch you next time on High Level Listening.
Bye-bye.